What's up, everybody? My name is LC Hood. I'm 21 years of age. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Upcoming recording artist. My EP comes out next year. Um, I identify as gay. Kind of going through like this pansexual phase. I'm kind of getting interested in all humans now, but I've been gay most of my life.
So my name is Danny Ortiz. I live in the East LA area. I attend college at the moment. I work part time. I'm 24 and I identify as gay.
I still struggle with my sexual identity, being a queer man, being a Latino queer man, an immigrant Latino queer man. Um, I received so many messages from my culture being Mexican, tienes que ser macho. Like, don't walk like that. Don't talk like that. Don't do those things. Um, and I don't care if I wear high heels. I'm fabulous in them, and I don't feel like I lose my masculinity because of them. I don't care being considered feminine because women are amazing and they should rule the world.
And I never identified myself as being feminine. I always took a lot of pride in being masculine. I think that's something that's always is still to this day kind of blocking from being like, okay, like am I really gay or am I not? Because when I look at even like media will push forth no matter how deep a person's voice is, no matter how they talk or what their persona is, they dress them in feminine clothing. In my opinion, everybody has to come across with this feminine aspect, and that's something that I don't necessarily have. But yes, I think in that sense, it kind of messed in my head a little bit. Really though, despite everything that I've necessarily been through, one thing I know I need in order to prosper in my life is to be able to be okay with myself, not hear so many voices in my head. So I started coming here to Sunrise, getting some counseling, trying to get myself together. Still a work in progress. I've only been to a few sessions, so I'm still trying to get myself together. But on top, counseling my music has just gotten me through so much. It's just been my way of expressing myself and being able to, let people know that, they're not alone going through things like being in psych wards and being in homeless shelters, things like that. A lot of those kids, really feel trapped. There's nothing they can necessarily do. So I take it upon myself to make sure that everybody knows that there's something that they can do in life and that, the sky's the limit. It doesn't matter what it is you can do. My EP that comes out next year, It's a Geography, I have a song on there called Emo Anthem. One of the pieces I say, if you hate it because you're gay, because you're different, not the same, because your grade's lower, because you want to be on the radio, because you cut, because you're emo, because you like country or screamo, this one is for you all. And if you don't like them, tell them, yeah. Or the next part is kind of explicit. But when the EP comes out, you hear it. But I'm very animate in the sense of, whoever is not for me is 100% against me. I'm not a person that necessarily likes people to be in between with me. Either you're going to be completely with me or going to be completely against me, So I'm not really a wishy-washy person. I'm very straightforward in what it is that I want in life, and my whole aspirations is to let people know that don't let nothing stop you. Yeah, things could get hard, things like that, but at the end of the day, it's about your happiness and your self-prosperity. So I thank Sunrise for being able to help me get in tune with my natural colors and being myself and just being able to walk around LA and hold my head up with pride.
It was easier to come out to my friends and to my family because my friends don't have to be in my life, but I only get 2 parents and 1 sister. And as somebody who didn't really know any other gay people, I didn't have much guidance. I basically just went with my heart and I rolled the dice. My entire life being told that I was unconditionally loved and that I could do no wrong. So I called my parents' bluff. I came out to them when I was 20. My mom at 25, my dad at 28. Am I getting ahead of myself, my family? My mom. When I turned to 25, I told my mom, hey, you know what? I'm going to take you out to that club that you're always complaining that I go to every Thursday and Friday. So I invited some friends, and it's for my birthday if you want to come out. So just look real cute. And she did. My mom's super cute. And we went to a bar first, and we had drinks, and there was neon, rainbow lights. And before we went inside, it was 9 at night. Nobody was there except like the bartender and 2 other people. And I told my mom outside on the sidewalk, do you know what the rainbow means? And why I'm bringing you here and all this stuff. And I remember when I told her, it's because I identify with this community. The sirens. I told my mom not to tell my dad that I wanted to do that. It took me 2 years. Very different situation. We're in Atlanta, and we're driving to the airport because we were supposed to drive to Mexico. Long story short, whatever. Uh, my dad and I were supposed to drive to Mexico, and I had people waiting for me, so I took a flight because driving was going to take too long. So he was dropping me off at the Atlanta airport, and I told him, 20-minute drive. I'm not going to see you for a year and a half. I mean, a day and a half or 2 days. And I told him, Dad, I don't know if you've noticed. I can't remember what I said. I was really nervous, but I'm gay. And he's like, yo ya sabía eso desde que eras chiquito. Like, I knew that since you were young. Like, I knew that. I've known that all along. And I've told you my entire life that you and your sister could do no wrong in my eyes. I love you. I always have. I always will. Oh, look, here's your terminal. And then I got out feeling so confirmed that unconditional love that I felt by them. And I know they struggled with it in their own individual ways. After we came back from Mexico to LA, my mom told me that my dad cried a lot, that my dad had a really difficult journey with it, but never showing that to me. I think it was a machista in him. Like, I'm not gonna let you see me be weak. So I understand that I'm an outlier, statistical anomaly for this person to not have so many issues with it. But they're in there, and they're deep rooted, and sometimes maybe I don't want to give them the attention. I want them to make me think too hard about things that are difficult that I don't have answers to and struggle with it. But when I do, I don't mind it. I talk to friends about it. I have a lot of queer friends. I have a lot of Latino friends. It's been good, and I'm really, really grateful and blessed for that. And the first person who you need to come out to is yourself, and love yourself and accept yourself and celebrate who you are. And so we have to reject a lot of the conditioning that we received from society. Don't talk like that. Don't be that way. Don't dress that way. And own that this is who we are, and it is okay to just be ourselves. We need help. We absolutely need help from our friends and family to give us encouragement, from other places that can help us through that journey and identify those road steps and how to proceed. I'm a social worker, and I help people living with HIV find doctors. A lot of them are dealing with coming out issues and internalized homophobia. And it is a privilege. It's such an honor for people to be so vulnerable in front of me and tell me some of the issues that they go through. And I try to refer them as much as I can. I'm not a mental health specialist. I'm a fellow human being, and my heart is there, my ears are there, and I can be there with you, but I may not have the answers to some of those questions or a process, an intervention. So I link people to different places. It's my job. For medical care, a doctor, for housing, a specialist, for counseling, we have mental health, and there are other organizations, one of them being Sunrise Community Counseling Center. I've done classes at this organization to help them be more sensitive to LGBT needs, to HIV needs. And I've referred people to this organization because I know some of the people who work here. I've been here a few times to collaborate with them, and I encourage people to seek out as much help as they feel they need for any issue that they have, as long as it's coming to them. So love yourself enough to do something about it.
My family originates from Mexico, from the state of Puebla. It is a typical Mexican household, along with traditional things from Puebla. So it's slightly different from other parts of the republic, but for the most part, it's still family oriented, but with a stigma behind that being gay isn't exactly a positive. So it has affected me in that, and at least in my family, it hasn't been to a sense where I've been kicked out, but it is that it's better not to talk about it. When it comes to my mother, that's when she's more religious. She is Catholic, so she does believe that it's frowned upon in the eyes of the Lord. Her church congregation does make efforts to accept, but it's still something that they see as a sin. So for the most part, it is fine. Just with my mother's the only struggle that I really have at the moment. Well, mainly my mother, it's just that even though there are things that she does already kind of know, it's still part of the denial of not wanting to know. It's one thing for somebody to know something, but another thing for the person to confirm. So that's my main thing, where she's still really still working on that, and bit by bit, I do show her that yes, I am. But again, I said it took me time to come out and to realize it, and I know it's gonna take her some time. So because of that, I try to have this balance of I'm gonna show you, but I also need you to accept it. Yeah. When it comes to culture, we're from, it's still it's very, very traditional. So it's not something you really talk about. The gay people are present. The LGBTQI plus community is present, but at the same time, it's not exactly looked great upon. It's there, and because of religion as well with Catholicism, it isn't their belief that it's not exactly great to be gay. So it affected me growing up as an like am I or am I not? And because it didn't fit stereotypes either, I didn't really think I was. But when it came to culture, when it came to tradition, it really ingrained it in my head and everyone else's head that it's something that you should just keep in the shadows. For me, my culture has influenced in that even though that there's a lot of negative connotations towards being gay, at the same time, I do believe that as Mexican Latino people, somehow they when they do come out, it's like I made my space and I'm gonna be present. So I'm one. I feel like I am one of those where it's like I am who I am, and I'm not actually gonna flaunt it, but I am gonna be present. I am gonna be visible, and yeah, I just feel like I should make my own space. And then I look back at cultures that we had before arrival of the Spanish, and I see that we did have some sort of understanding. Maybe not everybody accepted it, but it was acknowledged that we existed. And I know that because of those cultures that existed previous and that still exist, and that some of those communities still accept people who are LGBTQI plus. That if it happened before and if it's happening now, it can happen again. We just need time. Some of my hopes for the goals of the future are educationally speaking, it is to eventually transfer to a 4 year, get my BA, and then go to law school, hopefully become a lawyer. In the personal, I hope that my mother's still around to know that I am gay because my dad passed away 2 years ago, and it was not officially spoken, and it's too late. I can't say anything to him anymore, but at least to her, I can. So I hope that she does acknowledge it in official words that she acknowledges me fully. So Sunrise has helped me in giving me tools and knowledge in which I can apply. For example, I sometimes get a little my mind gets distorted on what I'm thinking or what other people are thinking, how I'm being perceived, how to handle stress situations. The things that I learned here in Sunrise helped me to remain calm, know what I'm feeling, how to handle the situation, and know that I can't control other people. I could only control myself and know that I can do this. And currently I work at an elementary school, and that school as well. Their focus is to make sure that the kids have a better future and like use some of the same techniques that we have here. And I've noticed that because I myself have worked on myself, because Sunrise has given me these tools that when I take it to the children, I know that I can actually teach them better, or I can make them better people. I can make sure that the parents hear both the positive of their children and know that their children can grow up to be better. So not only has Sunrise helped me, but by Sunrise helping me, they allow me to help the children that are going to be the future of this world.